You know, the inconvenience inflicted on the tens of thousands of passengers, almost indescribable, as I said. Our next guest, though, has heard from many of them. She's Kate Hanni, founder of flyersrights.org. She joins us tonight from San Fran. So what are they saying, the poor people? I mean, what if they have no money? What do they do?
Well, they need to be in action. They need to call customer service. They need to actually call our hotline at 1-877-359-3776. And when they do that, we will put them in touch with a group in Europe that actually is called EU Claims, and they will help them get any compensation that may be due for them. If they're looking to rebook their flights and they call us, we can tell them every single flight that is still scheduled, that is not canceled on any airline. We can explain to them whether or not that airline is a code-share or interline partner with the airline that they were scheduled to be on, so that we can, in effect, force the airline they were on to book them on another air carrier if the airline they were originally on doesn't have any flights.
Sounds like good advice. Kate, you've been receiving, as I said, tons of calls. We have some of them on tape. Here is a sampling of what flyersrights.org is hearing.
They were flying Iceland Air. They've been giving them a complete runaround. They're saying that they won't refund their money. We booked through Expedia. Expedia is saying that they're going to have to pay for their way home. There's a lot of stuff going on. Now they're saying that they might not have any flights for the next 2 days, and they're not giving hotel accommodation or anything. And I'm trying to figure out what our rights are, because they're pretty much telling my family that they're not going to give them any money, and they're waiting on a standby flight just to return back home.
I mean, all that anguish, I don't know how you deal with it emotionally, Kate.
Well, it's really hard. I mean, especially in a situation like this where the airlines have been bleeding money for several years, so they have no customer service, and they don't want to help passengers unless they're forced into it. And it's also difficult being at such a distance from where they are. But what we do have are the EU regulations. There are some monies there that are virtually guaranteed, $250 if you're delayed for 2 hours. I'm sorry, euro, 250 euro, 600 euro if you're delayed for 3 hours or more, or your flight is canceled. And so, and there are some caveats to that, but we can work with them, and generally we can accomplish getting them those funds. Also, anyone whose flight's been canceled is due a refund for any of the unused portions of their tickets.
For sure.
These people should never be on the hook for those monies. So we help them get that money back. And quite frankly, because our group has become so successful at getting certain basic human standards legislation, the airlines are a little afraid of us.
Good.
So when they know people have called us, they're much more likely to respond rather than having a government entity get involved and try to force them to pay the passengers what they are owed.
Okay, it's flyersrights, one word, .org. Kate Hanni, the founder. Kate, thank you. We hear they've opened the airports, or will tomorrow. You're welcome. Open the airports in Rome, Athens, and Madrid. So the southern tier of Europe apparently is opening up. They're estimating that about 50% of the flights, if the tests continue to show an abatement of this terrible condition, will be flying tomorrow. But it will take days, weeks before all of this is sorted out. Think of all of the perishable cargoes that are gone now, aside from all the people being inconvenienced.